Hi, I'm Kelly, and when a case gets complicated like this Charlie Kirk thing, they love to tell you about Occam's razor. Physically impossible. So we're going to dismantle it piece by piece. Charlie Kirk's rally had none of the basics. No ticket scanning, no bag checks, no defined perimeter. It seems this wasn't just incompetence. Kirk's security team, they had decades of police and military training. Did anyone attempt CPR? Did they try to stop the bleeding? They failed to protect and they've failed to respond. Did they succeed at something else? Maybe something that shouldn't be seen by others outside of the fray. What if the threat wasn't 150, 200 yards away? What if it was much closer than we would have expected? But where is the video of that person firing that shot? Does it even exist? This is not the behavior of a criminal mastermind. He's maybe in hiding, protected. Officially, the cause of death is a single gunshot wound. But was an autopsy even done? Legally, it should be, but officially?
Nothing on this tailgate is going to stop 30-06 round, including the tailgate.
Countless ballistic experts online have demonstrated that a round of that size doesn't just pierce a neck, it eviscerates it. The visual evidence simply does not match the weapon.
Literal steel can't stop a 30-06 round. So actually, the whole man of steel argument doesn't even make sense, does it?
And what about his own organization, an army of activists? These people know how to speak up, speak out, reach the highest points of our government. Why isn't Turning Point USA demanding answers, releasing their own high-quality video of the event, begging for the public's help? We've heard a lot about fundraising, name-dropping President Trump and Vice President Vance. But truth-seeking? Shh.
The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
And to understand that, you have to understand the queen in this story.
The new Miss Arizona USA 2012.
Erica Kirk. Her connection to Trump began long ago at the Miss USA pageant that he owned. Maybe even before that. Was she a plant from the beginning, a honeypot tasked with getting close to a rising star? Her nonprofit that she started when she was 17 claimed to be active for years, and it has been. I've pulled the tax forms myself. It's in good standing with Arizona, but records show, interestingly, that it's raised a total of $200 in the last 5 years. And then there's this.
I believe that we all have angels in our lives.
A bizarre orphanage project in Romania, a country known for intelligence operations.
Our goal with the Romanian Angels Project was to show these children the true American heart during the holiday season.
Surely that's prepared her to be the new CEO of Turning Point USA, which had about $85 million in revenue in 2023.
If you want to get involved, go to tpusa.com.
It's a strange chapter in a life full of them, painting a picture of someone who basks in the spotlight.
Oh, I love you.
Nothing is stranger than this, a video from the viewing of Charlie's body, posted by Erica on social media. For many, it felt cringy. It's one thing to have a memory, but to post it publicly? Kind of feels like you're desperately trying to sell a story. Like, this really happened, you guys. And in that video, notice he wasn't wearing a wedding ring. Sometimes jewelry is removed right before a burial, but that leads to another haunting question. Has Charlie even been buried? I don't think we've seen any evidence of it or heard about it. Have we?
Okay, no. You're doing that thing
What thing?
where you spiral and start to believe conspiracy theories. Don't go there.
A lot of interesting characters here, and there are more to get into, but let's start talking about one of the most dangerous questions, and that's the why. Leading up to that day, FBI Director Kash Patel removed the special agent in charge of the Salt Lake City field office.
But speaking of Charlie Kirk, who was a very dear friend of mine.
Pure coincidence or preemptive strike to ensure control of a crisis that perhaps he knew was coming? I don't know. One that legally shouldn't involve the feds. After all, Robinson is facing state charges, not federal charges. Why the special treatment? No doubt, I understand that Charlie Kirk had immense influence and was a very popular person, but he did not hold a political office in any state in the country or in the federal government. That does not fall within the FBI's realm. It just doesn't.
The Israeli hard-right government has a mandate, I gotta be careful the way I say this, they're gonna try to ethnically cleanse Gaza.
Charlie was becoming more unpredictable. He was breaking with party lines, becoming more critical of Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel's influence. And on the day of the shooting, in a coincidence that maybe strains belief, Trump and Bibi posted their condolences at the exact same time. But perhaps Charlie's biggest crusade was his demand for the release of the Epstein files.
I think the DOJ should immediately move to unseal all the Epstein documents in the Southern District of New York.
Yeah. Everything. Everything except child sexual assault material.
I think every file should be released to the public the same way as the JFK files. Let the American people decide.
He was becoming a threat to very powerful people. He knew it. And then, just before the incident, he said this.
Honestly, I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being. I'm going to trust my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done, solve it, balls in their hands. I've said plenty this last weekend.
That sounds like a man who's been warned, like he was stepping back. So why was he targeted? Maybe the threat wasn't what he was going to say. Maybe the threat was that he was going to be silent. Or maybe the most interesting outcome is what we're seeing now. Because of this, far more people are questioning everything than ever before. This brings us to the biggest, most disturbing question of all. With a questionable looking patsy, a compromised crime scene, and a motive that if you really let yourself be open-minded and think about it, stands to benefit a lot of people.
I am so excited.
I know it's hard to think about. But what if this whole thing was a show? The theory of a staged event. Maybe using a blood squib like they do in the movies, something hidden in a lavalier mic pack, a perfectly orchestrated piece of political theater. But why? Why would they go to such lengths? Well, there are a few theories. One, that it was used to protect Charlie. A real foreign or domestic threat was uncovered. And staging his death was the only way to let him disappear and maybe operate off-grid. Two, it was to mobilize the base. Maybe the party needed a martyr to create a wave of sympathy and outrage to justify a political crackdown. Three, maybe it was to neutralize him. He was becoming too powerful, too unpredictable, too outspoken. And this was a way for the inner circle to take over his movement and to control his legacy. Their way. To understand why they might do this, you have to look at the pattern. President Trump promised a year of transparency, a year of releasing the great assassination files. In March, JFK. In April, RFK. In July, MLK. September was supposed to be the big one, the one that implicated everyone, the Epstein files. And then, right on schedule, the Charlie Kirk tragedy happened. CJK. It dominates the world, and in the aftermath, the White House announces the next file release isn't Epstein, it's Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart. Is that a coincidence? Or is that the most audacious political sleight of hand in modern history? Sacrificing one of your own or pretending to distract the public from the secrets that you promised to reveal. I don't have the answers, but I do have the questions, and I believe that you have the right to ask them too. Think for yourself. Do your own research. Don't let anyone, not the media, not the government, not me, tell you what the truth is. That's your job.
My pattern recognition over the last 5 years has become pretty sharp. COVID, Maui fires, Epstein. When I see a story and it doesn't click, our guts are usually right.